Well, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're calling from. We appreciate you joining this webinar via Zoom. I see many of our members are joining and continuing the counts are going up. This webinar also will be recorded and we'll be providing that. We know many of our members from past Nuvision Insights take advantage of listening to the recording at their leisure. So we're really glad you're here. Welcome to this edition of our Nuvision Insights webinars series for our member owners. We really hope you find the information we're going to share in this webinar about your credit union to be valuable. We feel it's important to provide members direct access to credit union leadership, share the latest news about your credit union, and provide other valuable information for the life you build. Now, before we get into the topics, I always like to kind of focus on, on our purpose and our vision. Particularly, I want to just emphasize that Nuvision Credit Union is safe, it's strong, it's secure, thanks to the outstanding support of our member owners and our over 500 team members as well. We're committed to keeping our member owners informed because we are a cooperative. We think it's the right thing to do. So it's why we do these Nuvision Insights. We also do, some of you may have participated in our Beacon Economics series that we also do. So we try to provide a lot of different educational, informational opportunities to keep our members informed. And you'll have the opportunity to ask your questions as well. And as is noted here, purpose at Nuvision, we help build lives for people. It's a big focus for us. And we talk about, certainly first and foremost, it's our members, but also our community members and our team. And we'll focus, especially most recently, some of the things we've been doing in the community to demonstrate the purpose, as well as certainly this webinar in itself, another example of how we're doing our best to support our members. And then our vision at Nuvision is our passion and commitment to enhance members' lives will achieve best-in-class member experiences. And we know that's a high bar, appropriately so, and we strive for this each and every day. We're not always successful, but we're always striving to get better and provide you the best experience, regardless of how you might interact with us. Some of our members love to come into their local branch, and others use the branches and they call us up, and others still more are using our mobile banking app as an example. So members get to choose whatever is best for them to interact with us, to do business with us, and we want to make it a great experience regardless of any of your preferences of how you interact with us. So that's our focus with our vision. So our topics for this particular Nuvision Insights webinar, they vary for each one, is that we're going to talk about what we think are some important updates that we hope you'll be interested in and find valuable. So first up, I'm going to talk with you about some updates. I'll talk about our financial performance through the first quarter of 2024, and also some recent expansion plans. One of the things that's really important that we want to emphasize, as myself and some of my colleagues share information, is we want to make sure that we're doing our very best to allow to make doing business for members, doing business with Nuvision easy and convenient for you, our members. And we're focused on meeting your needs to the best of our ability. And we know, we think we've made some great progress, and we know we've got a ways to go. So it's a job that never ends, because we always think we have some improvement opportunities. But I'm also really proud of our team for the progress that we've made. And you're going to hear about some of those progress proof points, if you will, a little bit later in this presentation. I am joined by two of my colleagues who are going to speak about some of the areas that we've invested to enhance member experience, particularly around our digital banking products and channels, as well as our branch offices in your local communities. So speaking of that, our digital experience is certainly a growing area of utilization by our members. It's very popular, and we've really been making investment there to enhance services and, again, make it even easier to take advantage of these convenient services. And I'm really pleased that we have tonight with us Lori Marshock, who is our Senior Vice President of Channel Experience. Lori's going to present and inform you about some recent enhancements in our digital and other services that have been introduced this year. We know we send out a lot of information, but it's sometimes easy to miss the various updates. So some of this might be new to many of you if you didn't have a chance to read some of the other communication. And then next, we'll talk about our member experience. And I'm really pleased to have another one of our senior vice presidents over member experience, Chris Brainy, with us this evening. He's going to present some of the investments in our branch network. And then I'll come back with you to talk more about Nuvision in the community. I talked about in our purpose how we work to build lives, and one of that is with our community members. And we have many examples of how we've been taking actions thanks to the support of our members and our many team members who volunteer regularly in our communities to really make a positive difference. And then finally, as I alluded to earlier, we're looking forward to taking your questions. You can submit questions along the way in the Zoom app. You've got the Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen, and you can submit questions along the way, and then we'll try to get to those, as many of those as possible. Just a reminder, please don't include any specific account numbers or personal information as part of your questions. We want to keep that private. But if you want to include, if you want these specific responses, you can always include your name or email, and we can always follow up with you if you need a specific response. Any kind of, account specific or member specific items, we'll have to follow up offline. But if they're more of a general question, then we'll do our best to answer those this evening. So that is the topics that we have planned for this Nuvision Insights webinar, and let's go ahead and get started. So first up, I want to provide you a quick update. Done this in the last few Nuvision Insights. This is, I believe, trying to think about this, should have asked the team. I think it's the second year we've been doing them, and it's just another way to communicate, with our members and share information. So first up, I want to just share a quick snapshot of some important aspects of our financial performance. So through Q1, that's January, February, March of 2024. So we've got positive earnings, a little over $3 million in the first quarter. Our total loans are right around $2.5 billion in terms of balances, and deposits are around the same. Assets of $3.3 billion, and with some of our mergers partnerships that I'll talk about just shortly, growing to $3.4 billion. And a very important measure that we think in terms of safety and soundness is our net worth ratio. We want to make sure we always remain well capitalized, and that standard is set by a regulator is 7% or higher, and our net worth ratio is well above 10%, actually almost 11 at 10.93%. So again, just another proof point about the strength of your credit union. Again, thanks to our members' long-term support. This next year is our 90th year as a credit union, and we've only been able to be successful because of our great member support. So thank you. So that's how we're doing in Q1 from a financial standpoint. And I alluded to earlier that we've had some expansions. Now, as a cooperative, we can expand through other cooperative partnerships. And it's been something that's been part of our growth strategy for a number of years. We continue to grow asset size and presence for the benefits of our members. And so we've had a few what we'd call more strategic partnerships over the years, and a couple recently just this year. So for instance, California is a significant market for Nuvision, although we're in multiple states, including Alaska, Arizona, Wyoming, and Washington. But California is a significant market as well. And it is in our industry. The credit union industry, there's just under, I think we're somewhere around 4,600 credit unions across the nation. It's more challenging for smaller credit unions to compete, so and serve members and to grow because they have such limited staff and resources. So many times what we see, including with these partners, we work with other credit unions who want to work with us so that they can provide more to their members, and that we also have the opportunity to provide more services to our existing members in the area, and also have some growth opportunities. So in the San Diego area, we have emerged from a legal perspective with a credit union called Paradise Valley Federal Credit Union. That credit union is located in the San Diego, California area. It's in Southern California, those who may not be as familiar with that area. And there's two branches, one in National City and one in Santee. They represent around $80 million in assets. And serving around 4,500 members, as well as, again, the two branches, one in National City and Santee. So we're able to help them serve their existing members, provide their team members with additional career opportunities, as well as be able to serve our existing Nuvision's existing members in those areas. And then in the kind of the Bay Area of California, more Northern California, we have a planned merger partnership with Cooperative Center Federal Credit Union, who are currently serving about 7,500 members. And again, we'll be bringing on two additional branch locations, one in that kind of broader Bay Area, where you see the little orange dot there in the map on the screen, and we'll be have the opportunity to serve 7,500 additional member owners, and then again have Nuvision branches one in Berkeley and one in Martinez, California, and look forward to again giving those team members from our partner credit unions additional career opportunities and providing again additional conveniences to our existing members in the area, as well as continue to serve our partners' existing members. So this brings on about $200 million additional in assets. And when we kind of look kind of post these merger partnerships, that means we're serving roughly 175,000 members at Nuvision Credit Union through 30 total branch offices. So that's a lot of convenience for our members, as well as all the digital channels and conveniences that we offer as well. So we're really excited about those opportunities. Will be certainly whenever you do mergers and integrations of systems and things. That's always part of these. We've done a number of merger partnerships over the years. We do incur some additional operating costs to fully integrate the credit unions, but at the same time, we also acquire additional capital and have the opportunity to have higher earnings once we kind of optimize the credit unions together and the performance overall. So especially as we look toward 2025, we expect to see some benefits and advantages from an earnings standpoint and from just the benefits we're offering the combined membership. So really excited. Team's done a great job, and we're really excited to partner again with both Paradise Valley and Cooperative Center credit unions. And then again, I know we send emails. Especially if you have signed up for those, and if you subscribe, and I hope you do, to our, for instance, Instagram on Nuvision's Instagram page. You might know about these, but just want to make sure we've got a great certificate special going on right now. One of them is it's a 6% rate just last week, May 23rd. And it will be available through July 31st, so May 23rd through July 31st. It's a 10-month term, minimum of $1,000 and maximum of $5,000. It's a great rate, so I encourage you to, if that's something you're interested in, take a look over at nuvisionfederal.com, and you can get additional information about terms and open an account. There's a way, if you want to do it through digital channels, you can do that, or call us up, or visit your local branch. And then also, I hope you're members of our free loyalty program, which it offers great benefits, many benefits, but including some enhancements to a summer giveaway, what we're calling our Added Advantage summer giveaway. Win big this summer. We're giving up to $20,000 in cash prizes. This from previous years, we know this is a very popular program that's grown. We'll have weekly winners. There'll be one of three lucky members will win $1,000, $500, or $250 each week. And we'll be making winning announcements weekly between Thursday, June 6th to June 27th. And then we're going to have a grand prize. One lucky member will have a grand prize of $3,000, and we'll be announcing that on July 3rd. Now, as I mentioned about our Instagram, following us on Instagram, and it's actually more than Instagram as I look at my note here, you can double those winnings if you're following us on social media. So if you're one of our added advantage, you need to be a member added advantage, free program to join. Do it on our website. You can do it, I believe, in our mobile banking app. You can do it through a branch. Call us up. Lots of ways to join, and it's free. And you also follow us on Instagram, but also Facebook or X. At the time of the drawing, your prize will be doubled. So lots of reasons to follow us on social. One, we have our team does a great job of providing valuable information, and two, you get to have the opportunity to double your prize winning if you're selected for one of the giveaways on the Added Advantage Summer Giveaway. So I hope you'll consider taking advantage of this great opportunity. So a little now you get to hear from us from Lori now. I'm really excited to introduce Lori, and so she can share more about some enhancements we've made to our digital experience. That is our digital member experience. Lori Marshock, as I mentioned earlier, Lori is our Senior Vice President of Channel Experience. She focuses on her and her team on our digital strategy, our member contact center, when you call us up, and retail operations. So she's going to present some enhancements we've been making to our digital and other services that were introduced earlier this year, and I'm really pleased to have her with us today. So Lori, thanks for being
Hi,
here.
Roger. Thank you so much. Thanks for the introduction. I'm really excited. As you mentioned, we're focused on making it easier for our members to do business with us. So I'm pretty excited to share what we've been working on. And we listen to member feedback. It's important for us to hear from our members and make changes. When we get that kind of feedback, we know that we want to make things better, make it easier. So I'm going to share 5 things that we've done very recently. They are already deployed and out ready for you to use. And I'm sure a lot of these things you've already taken advantage of. But I'm going to jump in first to our digital banking card management. So many of you might know in the past, members had to use a separate card app in order to manage their debit and their credit cards. So to be able to manage blocks, stops, travel notifications, so it took going into a separate app, and that wasn't convenient. In fact, we found that many of our members didn't leverage it. So what we've done is we've invested into the digital card management within our digital service now. So what we have is card management capabilities for both your debit and your credit card. And you'll notice here where it is on the app. Now, actually, we did another update today as well. So we really have a lot of similarities between what you'll see on mobile and what you'll see on online when you go into digital. So it'll be a nice experience, all the same, regardless of what you're using. So we have card management added into the app now. And when you go in there, you'll see each of your cards are labeled, as well as the ability to enable and disable a card. So not necessarily stop it, but you can do that as well. But now if you just happen to misplace your card, can't locate it, you're just like, I got to make sure I find that because I don't want to take any chances. You can stop that right in this in digital. It also allows you to do live travel notifications as well as requests to increase your credit limit on your credit card. So we're pretty excited. It also has real-time alerts, which a lot of people don't realize what that does. It does allow you to set limits. So you can monitor your spending, monitor potential fraud. If you see something come through, you get an alert, and I think it's fantastic. Personally, I use it myself, and I love it. So Roger just mentioned the Added Advantage cash giveaway. And if you're not familiar with Added Advantage, we've made it very easy for you to learn about it. So when you log in, we have a tab now called Member Loyalty Program. Not only does it tell you what your current score is and what sort of benefits and perks that are available to you, but it also allows you to click in to enroll. So no cost to enroll. As you can see, you can win a ton of money. And these are, where you can really get the best perks from Nuvision. So we're really excited about being able to see that. That's something we've wanted to bring. In the past, we actually had it on your statement. So you had to log in to look at your physical e-statement, which a lot of times people don't click into that these days. So you just look at your history. And it was there. And we heard from our members saying, that's not enough. I want to know where my score is at. So we took care of that, and that is already in place right now. So jumping back into cards for a second here, this is something we have heard a lot of feedback on. Why doesn't Nuvision have contactless cards? Well, we wanted to do it. We wanted to do it right. And we want our members to be able to do a tap to pay now. So we have incorporated this new feature in our cards. And for our members that are, just to understand how we rolled it out, we did not do a complete replacement across the board. What we did is when your card renews, you will receive a contactless card. When it's replaced, if it's lost or stolen, if you get a new card, open a new account and want to get a new card, and they're also instant issued in the branches. So we wanted to make sure we had that feature across the board. Now, if you just want a contactless card, you're like, gosh, I really think that's great because you're tapping your Nuvision card and it's not doing anything. You are welcome to request one and we will have it sent your way. So this is something that many of you are already benefiting from. In fact, I know I see the numbers and many people are already receiving early access to their direct deposit. Now, this is up to 2 days early, and we get a lot of questions on this because I do lead the call center as well, and many are saying, I'm not getting the benefit of it. Well, we credit those funds to you up to 2 days early based on when we receive them. So if we receive them early, we're giving you credit to them early. Very easy to set up. If you don't have direct deposit with us yet, we have a deposit switch link within online banking that allows you to set up direct deposit very easily without having to go to any outside third parties to do that. We get that set up. And then as soon as we receive those funds, you'll see if they're received 2 days early, could be 1 day early, could be on the same day that you're receiving it. But it is a perk that we are seeing many of our members benefit from, and they appreciate it. So last but not least is our virtual member support. So we deployed this last month, and it's an evolving tool that's going to continue to grow with us. It was important that we made the switch for a few reasons. One, we wanted to make sure that those members that wanted to self-serve through our phone system had the capability to do that. Two, it adds an extra level of security that we want to make sure that we offer to you. So there is a lot of fraud out there. You're hearing about a lot of different ways that the bad guys are getting to us. So we just made sure we put in this extra level of security, and this allows you to ask any questions that you can to the virtual member response, and it can answer up to 10 authenticated questions. So about, what's my balance, doing a transfer, lots of different transactions. I do have a breakdown on our website that tells you all of the different activities that it can do for you. And today, we probably have about 25% of our calls are being handled by our virtual member support. But what this does, it is not replacing people. This provides us the opportunity to better serve the members that are looking to speak with something that's more complicated. So those easy to answer, quick questions, that will take care of it for you. We have retired Able, and we've received feedback that people loved Able, and it will take time for to adopt this new tool. But we do have team members who are trained and are excited to share with you, exactly how to get it to work best for you. So I think you're going to love it, and I'm really excited about it. And it will continue to evolve, and I think you'll appreciate the direction it's going. So we have heard from members. We have lots of feedback, and that's the best thing is when we get your feedback that we know we're either doing things right or we need to continue to improve, and that really matters to us. So I did take out some quotes about some nice things that our members have said, that they were happy to see that we had contactless cards because it's just so easy to tap. As far as early access to direct deposit, I thought this was an interesting one. We were pleasantly surprised when my check went in 2 days early. My wife's deposit still comes on the same day. So they are getting the benefit of 2 days early for one and not the other. And that might be the same for your family. And virtual member support. Thank you for updating your phone system. It feels safer. And that's really what we were going for. We want to make it easy for our members to do business. We want to make it safe, and we want to make sure that the experience that you're getting is the best that we can offer. So thank you so much. And Roger, back to you.
Great. Thank you, Lori. That was really helpful information, presented very well. So thanks so much for that. Just, before we go on, I know you were talking some about the card management functionality that's being, integrated into our mobile digital banking app, which sounds great. But I also know, that we've had a separate card app for quite some time that we've encouraged members to use. We know that there's been a pretty low adoption rate. In other words, not many members have used it, but there are members who have used it. That's part of the reason why I know, brought in the card management, like be able to turn on and off the card and alerts, as you gave examples of, because we have a lot higher adoption on our mobile banking. With that said, though, just on that card app, for those who might use it, today might have it, do they still need it? Is it still needed? And if so, can you just explain why?
I'm glad you asked that question because it does still apply. We are still keeping that app live because what it does is it allows businesses to still manage their cards through that third party app. So if you have a business account with us, business credit card, business, you know, debit card, you will still need to do your transactions, your card management through that third party app. So we are going to integrate that in. So we just kind of, have to do this in separate iterations. So that will still be a bit available for that. As well as now, if a member is looking to have a digital issued card, just a card number that's online, and they want to be able to make spending immediately where they don't have their physical card, we do have the capability in that to assign a digital issued card number. So there is some capabilities still in there that make it easy, but they still have to go to the separate app for that. And again, that will be something in a future iteration that we'll add right into our primary app.
I think that's helpful, Lori. And I know you've alluded to this, but just to check me on this, I mean, some, might say, well, why didn't you just bring it all over? As I understand it, there's some technical challenges that, as you said, we had to do it in iterations, kind of in phases. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to make sure we get it right the first time, and the business piece does come across separate as than the consumer. So that will be a separate phase that's coming in, but it's definitely on our priority list. So yes, thanks for asking that.
Okay, great, Lori. Thank you. Now, I also, just before we go on, you talked a fair amount about the virtual support and, some of it's a relatively new program. And as you mentioned, I know we're, like anything, when something's new, especially, we monitor how it's working and continue to make improvements. You mentioned that, again, more iterations, like looking for improvements. So, you alluded to a little bit. I just wonder if you could share a little bit more, if any positive impacts from our members, because I know change can be, difficult. There's been some education I know we've been doing, but the positive impacts you've seen thus far, and also just if you have a sense based on the data that's available to you about our members taking full advantage of it yet, because it sounds like there's a number of self-serve options. I know a common one you had mentioned to me is we still have a lot of members who call us simply to get our routing and transit number, which a system like this answers really easily. Because that's a pretty simple question that we can answer, really get you the information you need and move on. So do you have anything further to share on this virtual support?
You're 100% right. For example, with the mergers, being able to get the information to the members quickly without having to wait. A lot of people are going to be calling and asking us, hey, what's your routing number? And all they'll have to do is ask our virtual member support, what is your routing number? And I think that the newer members are going to be very pleased with that. The other side of that is the adoption is actually higher than we expected. Members are loving the service. So although there are members that have challenges, I'm not going to say it's been all sunshine and roses because I know change can be challenging, but we are finding that the adoption was upwards of the range of 25% of the calls were being answered. We were able to answer their questions by virtual member support. Now, what that does is that allows those members to have those, conversations with our live agents to get the kind of help that they need that is more intricate, more detailed, that's more support that they need. So we really are seeing a good adoption. We know it's going to continue to improve as we evolve it, so it'll be able to answer even more questions. But I think most importantly, a lot of our members want to know, can I get to a live agent? Yes, you can. You can ask for a live agent and we will not harass you about it. We will transfer you to a live agent until you feel confident that this system is able to answer your questions. So I'm excited. I think you need to ask about it when you do call in, because our frontline has a lot of good information that they can share with you and make it easy to. We have a great new authentication system that's built in there, which I think our members are going to love.
And
That
like
we just,
authentication system, for those who might know, is that
yeah.
around making sure we know who we're talking to?
Exactly. Yes. Yep. Who am I talking to? Do we know who you are? Were we able to figure out that what number you were calling from? There's connections that we can make now to protect our members more than ever before. And we wanted to make sure we were leveraging all of those when we invested in this. So yeah, very exciting.
Great. Thanks so much, Lori. Really appreciate it. I know you're going to stay on in case we have any questions later
Yes.
in the webinar. So thank you for that. Very much appreciated.
Thanks, Roger.
So next up, really my pleasure to introduce another one of our senior vice presidents. I'd like to welcome Chris Braney. He is our senior vice president of member experience. He heads up all of our branch network. I think I mentioned, especially with our merger partnerships, we've got 30 locations, as well as he's leading small business and investment and insurance services for Nuvision. So Chris is going to be sharing. Lori talked more about some of the digital and card services and such. Chris's focus is going to, in this presentation particularly, is going to be highlighting some recent investments in our branch network that are, again, there's a theme here purposely, that are around designed to make banking simpler and easier and more convenient for our members. So Chris, so glad you could be here. Welcome.
Thank you, Roger. That was a great introduction. I hope I can live up to that. So
I know you can.
So yeah, as Roger mentioned, we're investing a lot in our branch network right now, and the recurring theme here is to try to make business easier for our members. And one of the ways we can do that is to have locations in places that are convenient, for our membership. So that's what's driving a lot of kind of this reinventing of the branch network. And with that, I'll jump into something that some of you may be familiar with that's starting to show up in some of our branches. We now have it in 4 locations down in California, 2 up in the Alaska market. And it's called Live Teller Connect. And Live Teller Connect is just an extension of the branch team. And what this allows you to do is go into our branches that are equipped with this and process your transactions still when in a video conversation with one of our team members, but you're able to do anything that you would be able to do at a traditional branch, particularly with a teller line, but it's done in a video interaction. And there's a lot of advantages to this system. First of all, one of the big challenges that everyone's had since post-COVID is there is a drastic a shortage of employees all over the country. So what this does is this allows us to have a group that can service all of our branches regardless of where they live. So right now this team's made up of people that are in California, Alaska, and Wyoming, and they're servicing branches in all, in all or both of the states that I just mentioned, with California and Alaska. And so we have Alaska team members helping in California, California team members helping in Alaska. And it just really gives us a lot more flexibility to make sure that we've got people that are there at the branches when you need them to be. Another thing this allows us to do is it allows our branch teams to focus on the deeper conversations that matter. So, when you're looking for the car loan or a home loan, or, planning for your children's education or planning for your own retirement, the branch staff can spend more time with that as the Live Teller Connect team, helps you with the day-to-day transactions. Another great part of this is it also allows us to extend branch hours. So the branches in California where we have the Live Teller Connect, they now have, you now have access to the Nuvision team from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. And up in Alaska, due to the time difference, it's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it makes it more convenient for you to stop by the branch on your way to work, stop by the branch on your way home. Just all around makes it easier for our members to do business with us. But the key thing is it still allows for that human interaction and the personal service. Now, the other part to the Live Teller Connect machines is they also have a self-service option. So if you're in a hurry and just want to get in and take care of the transaction yourself, that's also an option that's available. So we're really proud of this system. We know that change is a challenge for many different people, and it is something new. But overwhelmingly, the members do like it. They do like the extended hours, and we're seeing a lot of positive response with that. Speaking of positive response, we've got a couple quotes here from our members regarding the Live Teller Connect branches. And Arabella mentioned it's nice not having a teller line. We feel like we're on the same team. It's not feeling like you're in an interview. And then Robert mentioned he's honest that he didn't like it at first, and we did hear that a lot. But as he learned how easy it was, it's really nice. He likes the part because it still involves people. And then Sean mentioned that he was shocked at first, but then it was really smooth, and there's actually a real person. And all these units are equipped with a phone, which really gives you even more privacy than you would have in a traditional branch with a teller line. So lots of great comments coming from our members. We're really excited. Again, we know that not everyone is a fan, but for the most part, like I said, our members are enjoying it, and they're especially liking the extended hours. So going on to some of the branch happenings, we've got a brand new branch that just opened late last year in Fairbanks. And for those of you up in Alaska, Fairbanks, we used to have two small locations. One was an in-store, one was over at Northgate. And unfortunately, due to the staffing challenges during COVID, we had to close our Safeway location. And what we decided to do was build a new full-service location with a drive-through that's open 24/7. But it's the same team that you've gotten to know and love up in Fairbanks. So we're really happy. This branch is a Live Teller Connect branch. So again, it has those extended hours from 6 to 6. If you do want to speak with a Nuvision employee, and as I mentioned, the drive-through is available 24/7, which was a brand new feature for us up in that market. And especially in the cold weather months, we know our members up there are going to appreciate it. Moving on to back to California for a moment, we're going to talk about Long Beach. So we had a bunch of members that lived up in Long Beach, and they've been begging us for a really long time to finally put a location there. So we relocated what used to be our Bolsa location. We had 2 locations in Huntington Beach, and we opened this brand new branch up in Long Beach. Again, this has a 24/7 LT or Live Teller Connect vestibule. So that allows you to do transactions in the safety of a secure vestibule, 24 hours, 7 days a week. And then the Live Teller Connect team is there to, service all your needs, from 7 to 7. And again, as part of our things to do things easier and more convenient for our members, this is located in a really nice retail environment, right by Bevmo and Trader Joe's. So as you go to do your shopping, you can also stop by to do your banking and vice versa. Long Beach location has been doing a really, really good job, and we're happy to be in that community. Moving on to Arizona, we've had a long-standing relationship with the Boeing company, and we've had a branch at the Boeing facility in Mesa, Arizona for decades now. And but it was a very small location, was not full service. You were able to do new accounts and lending there, but you were not able to do your traditional banking transactions. So Boeing invited us to move to a larger space that's more central location on the Boeing facility, right by the cafeteria. And we took advantage of that and built out this space, much larger, much more inviting. And also utilizes the Live Teller Connect team. So now this is a full service branch inside Boeing. So as people are working there for the day, they don't even need to leave to go do their banking. They can stop by on their way, to or from the cafeteria. They can stop in and get cash. They can do auto loans. They can do new accounts, anything that they'd be able to do on any of our branches. So we're very, very proud of this location and really, really happy to be part of the Boeing family. Moving on in California, we're doing some updates to our Monterey Park office. Monterey Park office up in Los Angeles area, for those of that aren't aware, it is one of our busiest branches, and we love the community. We love the office, but it was in need of a little freshen up and upgrade. So this is really the first phase of that, where we built out at the front of the branch now a LTC vestibule. So what this does is it brings the ATMs that used to be on the outside of the building into a nice secure environment where the door locks behind you during non-branch hours, and you're still able to do your banking in safety and security. This also integrates the Live Teller Connect team to this branch, and they will actually be going live on Monday. So with the Live Teller Connect team coming on board, you'll now be able to do all your banking needs from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Monterey Park location. And again, as a reminder, as an ATM, those machines are open 24/7. So really, really happy to get this Monterey Park finally built out, and really excited from some of the response we're already hearing from our members. Okay, now we're going to jump back up to Anchorage with some upcoming news. And our Abbott location, which is currently located in the Car Shopping Center, has really outgrown the space that we've got there. It is an in-store location, very small at the front of the store. And we really wanted to give our Anchorage members, a larger branch where they could have more personal conversations, and really come in and relax instead of standing the entire time they're doing the transaction. But we also didn't want to move. So the good news is we you can see the location here. It's in the same shopping center as our current location. So we're moving just a couple hundred feet across the parking lot, and we'll be building this out, hopefully have it open before the end of the year. But going to be a great, brand new, beautiful location. And another thing that we're really excited about is we'll be adding a drive-through to this as well. So that'll give us another location up in Anchorage that has a drive-through capability. So look for more to come and more news on that, but we're hoping to have that open for you all before the end of the year. And then we're going to move back to Arizona. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but we've had a lot of feedback from our members in Mesa, Arizona, and Phoenix that we needed a public location there. And with our Anchorage membership, which many of you, spend time in both Arizona and Alaska, you do summers in Alaska, winters down in Arizona, you've been demanding this as well. So we're really happy to announce that we are in the process of designing and building our brand new location. It's going to be on Mesa Longbow Parkway in Mesa, Arizona. If any of you are from Arizona and you know where Fat Cats is, we're in that shopping center. Again, as I mentioned earlier about bringing the business closer to where you and easier for you, this is, again, it's a nice shopping center. They have a Sprouts Market, an In-N-Out, Denny's. So as you're going to Sprouts, as you're going to In-N-Out, you can also stop by and do your banking. So as I mentioned, this is currently in the design phase, and we're hoping to have this very early in 2025 for you. We'll be a full service branch. We'll be utilizing the Live Teller Connect team. And as we've mentioned, and you'll notice a theme here, there will be a drive-through 24/7 at this location. And then last but not least, Roger did allude to the fact that we're in the process of working on 2 different mergers. And I just wanted to highlight the fact that we have many members down in the San Diego area, and we have a lot of members up in the San Francisco Bay Area. And we're very happy to say that beginning June of 2024, which is actually Monday, we'll be integrating these the two locations up there. So you'll now have the ability to do banking with Nuvision in Berkeley and Martinez. And then in August of 2024, our members down in the San Diego area will be able to come see us in National City and in Santee. So a lot going on with the branch network. Hopefully, you guys see how we're really trying to make it easier and simpler for you. And just as always, thank you for being our members, and thank you for your confidence that you give us.
Well, and Chris, thank you for a great presentation. There's a lot going on with our branches and really exciting enhancements that you described. So well done. Just a couple things maybe before we go on to the next topic. You touched upon, in a number of your updates that we're starting to integrate live teller connect teams in many of our branches. So in your experience, and I know you're closer to the data at least than I am, I know you said, change something different isn't always easy, for members. Are they becoming more of a popular choice for members? Or is there still, some hesitation because it's different? What are you seeing and why?
Yeah, we are seeing it's a great question, Roger. We are seeing a very high adoption rate. In fact, I just got some numbers on this yesterday morning where at those branches that have the Live Teller Connect system, 68% of the members are utilizing the system either as a self-service option or using the Live Teller Connect team. So there is a very high adoption rate. And like I said, there have been the people that have questioned about it. I don't want to overlook that. Much like when some of the stores did self-service options, it wasn't necessarily embraced at first. So there are people out there that are still kind of in the wait and see mode to see, before they completely embrace it. But by and far, the majority of the members do like the convenience. And as I said, as this allows us to expand the hours that the branch is available to them, members are seeing the value in it.
Great, Chris. And I took a peek. I know I'm jumping ahead a little, but I think I saw a question about the Live Teller Connect system that really wanted some clarification on how you could access them. So I wonder if you can kind of help me with that. And I'm thinking, so they are, you've shown the pictures of them. They are they look like an ATM, but they're actually much more full featured, as I understand. And there's really, I think, check me on this, we can kind of collaborate here. So as I get things wrong, you can correct me. There's the self-service portion that's the 24/7 that you can do a lot of transactions, but it's beyond. In many, it's what you could do with an ATM, but it's more than that. I know, for example, one thing I'm fairly confident on, but I think there's more, is the fact that you can get more choices on denominations, similar to what you might do in terms of you're getting cash back. I mean, with your withdrawal, you have more choices for which denominations you want, similar to how you were to ask, at a kind of traditional teller line. So I know that's one of the advantages, as I understand it. And so I wonder if you could speak a little bit about kind of maybe some of the more popular self-service options. And then the other piece I just want to touch on, maybe you can expand, is during the hours you mentioned. I think in Alaska it was 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and in, say, California, where we have it 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you can actually kind of have an option where you click and you get a live person on the video. It's not an avatar, it's a real person, and you can talk to them. I think, as you emphasized, or maybe it was one of the member testimonials, I forget, I think it was a testimonial, there's a handset that you can talk. So I just want to go a little deeper on that because I saw one question, so there seemed to be some interest.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So yes, when we're not during the Live Teller Connect hours, so 7 to 7 in California or 6 to 6 in Alaska, the machine works just like any other ATM machine would. You insert your card, you enter a PIN number, and then you're able to do your typical ATM transactions. During the Live Teller Connect hours, there's a number of different ways that we can verify you. One way is to do the debit card. Another way, there's actually an ID reader on the machine. So we are still checking your ID. We are still making sure that that is our member standing in front of us. And so there's a lot of different ways that we can verify just as though you were standing in front of us. So it makes it very, very secure. The other thing about the Live Teller Connect is it allows you to do anything that you would go into a normal branch to do. So normally the ATM, you're limited to maybe a transfer or withdrawal or deposit. You're able to do all those things through Live Teller Connects, but you can also do a credit card payment. You can do a loan payment. Anything else that you would do, you can even get a cashier's check. All those things you can take care of with the Live Teller Connect team. So it does makes it really convenient. And then next year we're going to be doing some upgrades to the way the system connects with our core system, so that it's going to expand even more of the self-serve options. So there's more to even come on this. It's great right now. It's going to be even greater next year, but it's a very, very secure system, as safe as going into any branch and meeting with a Nuvision team member face to face, and works just like an ATM when during non-Live Teller Connect hours. So very safe, very secure, and as we mentioned, for the branches in California, they're located in a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week vestibule. So you're in a locked, safe environment while you're doing your transactions. So great questions.
Great, thanks, Chris. One more, before we go on, you also, shared a fair amount about some of our new branches like Fairbanks, Long Beach, even Mesa Boeing. Just as a side note for our members, because it was before my time, and I've been with the credit union 19 years. That we've been on that Boeing campus for, I think it was 30 years, and that campus is actually 40 years young, shall we say, because they had some anniversary signs up the last time we visited. So just wondering, are you what feedback thematically are we getting from the new branch locations, you and your team?
Yeah, so on the positive side, like I said, the members do like the convenience of it. They do like the speed of the transactions. And then, on some of the concerns that we've heard, people are, members are concerned that, we're using these to replace people, and nothing could be further from the truth. It's how do we expand hours, especially in this new challenging, hiring environment, which is part of it. And then also, like I said, the key thing to this is this allows the Live Teller Connect to work on the transaction side, so that the branch teams have the added time to really work with our members on the more complicated, transactions, whether, new accounts or lending, or I think I saw a question about trust, moving your accounts into a trust. That's what the branch team is, still going to be there for each and every day, so that they actually have the time to sit down and give you the time that you deserve, to make sure that, you understand everything that's available to you and how we can help you, live a better life, build a better life. I think that's probably the best way to sum it up.
Great. Thank you, Chris. That's really helpful. And I know you'll be around to help with, Q&A. As you know, we have some in the queue, so we'll come back to that. And I'm watching time. I'm probably asking you and Lori too many questions and follow-ups, but I know at least some of our members have asked. So thank you very much, Chris. So let's move on to Nuvision in the community. I talked about, our involvement with the community, and we think it's very important to give back and, again, do what we can to have a positive impact on the communities in which we operate. So I just wanted to give you some brief highlights. We do, so many events each and every year in different markets. Just some quick highlights. You see some great pictures on the side. In fact, I see Chris and one of those pictures. For instance, in Alaska, we did a Nuvision team members recently did a blood drive through the Blood Bank of Alaska to get more donations to help Alaskans in need. This year, just like this last year, was particularly special to all of us at Nuvision Credit Union. Our longtime team member, Amy, Tulis worked with Chris's team over the branches in Alaska, experienced a loss in her family last year. Her 3-year-old grandson, Asher Banks, passed away after a courageous fight with leukemia. Can't imagine what Amy's family experienced, but one of the things we can do is make sure we continue to honor Asher. And how we do that, one of the ways that we do that is we honor him through this blood drive, the second annual Asher Banks Memorial Blood Drive. So it was just makes our heart burst in terms of just the participation and support that we got as part of this blood drive there in Alaska. And in California, one of the areas that we focus on is issues around food insecurity. Every community has individuals who don't have access to the nutrition that they need daily. So we look to partner with other partners who do great work in serving those needs. One of those great partners is Bracken's Kitchen in California. It's a nonprofit organization based in Orange County, founded in 2013. And they've got a simple mission. Through food rescue, culinary training, and our community feeding program, we are committed to rescuing, repurposing, and restoring both food and lives. I love that. And where you can see some pictures there, this is one of many. We have many volunteer events from our team members go and help with a lot of direction and guidance from our friends at Bracken's help prepare meals, some great tasting meals for the community in need. And then Memorial Day events, just thinking about just this last, weekend. So, it's Memorial Day, and we had a lot going on because this is important. We have a lot of military members and families, veterans, active militaries in so many of the markets that we serve. So we hosted a number of events, including military appreciation barbecues, in California, Alaska, and in Wyoming, and we had a annual headstone for veterans headstone cleanup in Anchorage, Alaska, in partnership with the American Legion, and over 100 volunteers and dedicate our time. So it's just really important to us at Nuvision that we remember those on Memorial Day, and throughout the year we remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can all live free. And we do that, do our part. And also, it's another opportunity to say thank you to, again, the veterans and active military in the community. So that was a great honor for our team to participate in that. And then in California, some events that are coming up, a clothing drive. One of our partners is Robin's Nest, and they were collecting basic clothing and essentials in the community. Robin's Nest has a great mission to provide at-risk and homeless high school students. Yes, there are, if you didn't know, homeless high school students who are alcohol and drug-free with little to no parental support. So it's been great to partner with them to help them do even more of the great work they do to help support these young people and to be on a path that's going to be positive for them to become self-sufficient and productive members of our community. And then in Alaska, we've been participating now for a number of years in what's called the Clothesline Project. And this is organized with Anchorage Cops for Community, another one of our important partners, to really boost the confidence for local kids by providing new clothing, including, footwear and such. For the new school year, kids, that's important to kids, how they show up in that first week of school, and everyone doesn't have equal opportunity to have new clothes, or might be shoes or boots for school, and we help in partnership with Anchorage Cops for Community make those opportunities available to those in need. So with that, I know I'm watching the time. I know we're taking some time here. I hope this information was valuable to our members who joined us and those who are listening in the recording we'll be making available. I know there's a few questions which I'll kind of pivot over to here in a moment, but if you still want to submit any questions, again, if you click on the Q&A icon, you can then type in your question and we'll be happy to answer those. If there's something we're not able to get to, if it's like too specific or we run out of time, because we are getting close on time, although I'm going to try to take a few here. If we have your email, we can follow up with you individually as well. So again, another big thanks to Chris and Lori, who did a great job in presenting. And let me just navigate the technology here and get back over so I can take a look at what questions we might have. Let's see. So I'm just going to run through and see. So one question, Chris, you said you saw it, and I know we've made some improvements in this process, but oh, and thank you. I noticed on the screen here. Good news. You don't have to depend on just me to answer your questions. We've got some, not only do I have the very talented Lori and Chris, but we have some other of our senior leaders, Kathy and Brian. I won't go through all of them. Tammy, Pedro, and Michael, our digital expert, is also available to help answer questions. So they're here to bail me out if I don't have answers or good answers. They're gonna keep me on track here. So Chris, I'm thinking this would be more for you, but feel free to defer one of our very talented colleagues here. One of our members asked, how do I set up my accounts to my trust? Because that is a common, I know it's from just internal discussions over the years. That's a common question, is either setting it up individually, or I already have accounts and I want to kind of title them in as a member in my trust. How does that work? What are the options for members?
Yeah, that's great. And as you mentioned, that has been a project that we've been working on for the last couple of years to make that easier. From a system standpoint, it does take us a while to get all the changes made to convert an account to a trust. And we did bring in a new tool to make that process a little bit easier, a little less time consuming for the team about a year ago. Getting to the specifics of it, I would just encourage you, please either stop by, contact a branch, give us a call on the telephone, and we'd be more than happy to give you, the kind of the steps in the process. But the key thing is to make sure that we understand how your trust is set up with all the details, beneficiaries and such, and then we can get the account converted over. And if it's something you can go into a branch, they can take care of it there. If not, we'd be more than happy to take care of it over the telephone as well. And then we can have all the documents signed electronically.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Let's see if we can get a few more here. One, are we planning to have the Live Teller Connect in Wyoming? Is there any plans for that at this time?
Yeah, so what we are looking at probably doing a remodel in one of the offices up in Cheyenne, Wyoming next year. And as we move forward with that, my guess is we will probably be introducing, Live Teller Connect there as well. We're going through the planning process right now, so please don't hold me to that date yet. But I do think the plan is right now to do that next year up in Cheyenne.
Great. Thanks, Chris. I think you may have commented on this, but I just want to circle back. Maybe you can just briefly speak to it. The question is, how can the Live Teller Connect actually be safer, or as safe, that's my ad, than doing a transaction inside a branch? I think you may have touched upon this briefly, but just as a question, I wanted to give you a direct opportunity.
No, yeah, I want to, because it's very safe. So as I kind of stated, as far as doing the transactions with Live Teller Connect, we are still verifying ID. There's many different ways that we can do that, but there is actually a identification card reader on the machine so that we can see the ID just like we would in person. And then the other thing I can't stress enough, just having, particularly with the California branches where we have the vestibule where the ITMs are located, the Live Teller Connect's located, that is a secure environment. So, during business hours, it becomes part of the branch, but during non-business hours, when you come into that, the door locks behind you. So, you'd have to, you have to actually swipe a card to get into the vestibule. So it does make a very safe environment, makes it very difficult for somebody to sneak up behind you or such. So in many, many different ways, I think it is a lot safer. It's definitely safer than the traditional ATMs on the side of a street, for example.
Thanks, Chris. Got another question. When is the public access Arizona branch opening? I believe I can answer that. It's early 2025. The reason we don't state a more specific, day is because it is new construction, as in we're building the structure, not just the, kind of inside. It's not like a, say, lease space where we're just kind of building out the walls and adding furnishing and equipment. We're actually building a brand new building in addition to all the walls and adding the equipment. So because of construction and such, it's not always a little bit uncertainty on that schedule. That's why we just say generally beginning of 2025 is our hope. Another question, how many SoCal locations have Live Teller Connect? Let me think about this, Chris. I'm going to Fountain Valley, 17th Street, Long Beach, Monterey Park. Are there any others?
Nope, that's it right now. You got it. Right now we have 4 locations in California, officially as of Monday, that will have Live Teller Connect.
Great. And here's one. I'll be interested in the answer to this because I don't know it myself. We had a member ask, will Nuvision, this might be more for Lori, want to spread the love here, Lori, in terms of the questions. Will Nuvision debit card access tap on ATMs?
So that's a good question. So Nuvision ATMs do not at this time have tap capabilities. However, we did invest in machines that were upgradable. So that is on our roadmap down the road from an ATM machine perspective. The new tap cards do offer the capability if the bank that they're going to or the other credit union, financial institution offers that capability. What I found in just looking into it recently is that a lot of the banks that offer the tap capability at the ATM, you must be their customer for that to work. But I not at all of them. I haven't checked everything. So yeah, but the tap cards do have that capability.
Great. Thank you, Lori. And let me see, trying to keep track my place in the list of questions here. Oh, Chris, I think this would be for you. The Live Teller Connect video, are they recorded?
The video itself is not, the transaction is. So we can actually, in case there was ever a dispute or a discrepancy, we can actually record the transaction as it happened and figure out, if something did go wrong or if something was done incorrectly.
And just for, well, this is my question, Chris. When you say record the transaction, I'm trying to differentiate between the video being recorded versus the transaction. So which part is recorded?
The transaction itself is recorded. So
like if I deposit a check and got $100 cash back, that being my transaction, how would that be recorded?
So we would have images of the check that was deposited or cashed. We have the record of the cash being dispensed by the machine. There's also a recording of the member's signature on the signature pad. So all the things for the transaction are actually captured.
Okay, great. Let's see. This I think is more just feedback, which we can take into consideration. Some, one member said feedback that by requiring the encouraging, that I'll use their word, encouraging the social media following to double the prize, that make some members who aren't on social media, feel less valuable than some younger generations. So I'll just take that into consideration for our team. I don't know that there's necessarily an answer, but we're always open to feedback, and so I appreciate that. And then there's a question about who has like larger account balances, younger or older. We certainly look at analysis. I would say there's depository accounts, and then there's loan accounts, so it varies. Certainly by member, it's not all members are unique, but certainly I would not be surprised at all if our I'll put them as more mature members certainly hold a larger amount of deposit products than some of our younger members, but everybody started somewhere, so we try to give all of our members great service along the way. And another member said they got to go. Sorry, but family call coming. I have to go. So I appreciate them letting us know. So that's the questions and some of the comments that we had, and very much appreciate that. And again, really appreciate the time and appreciate my colleagues. I know we didn't get to spread around the questions too much. I think most of them, not surprisingly, were for myself or Lori and Chris. So thank you all, though, all the Nuvision leaders who were available to answer questions. Thank you for being here. And then also just thank you for our members. Really appreciate you being part of this live session. And again, those who are listening on the recording, we will post this. I think we posted up on YouTube on our channel. But if there's anything that you think of afterward, you weren't able to post your question, because I think we at least touched on all of them, assuming I didn't miss one along the way, you can always email us at nuvisioninsights@nuvisioncu.org. And then we'll be happy to respond directly. And you'll be receiving a survey from us. We do, we do periodic Nuvision Insights. And we try to touch upon topics we think might be of interest and of value to our members. And we're also always interested in feedback. How we do? Is there any other topics you might like to hear about in a future Nuvision Insight session? So really just to welcome any kind of feedback and suggestions for our next one. So thank you again for your membership. We know you have lots of choices, so we appreciate you choosing Nuvision Credit Union and being part of the Nuvision family. It's really an honor for all of us to serve you. And I really appreciate your investment of time. And again, a big thank you to our marketing team who works behind the scenes to support events like this. All of our execs and other leaders who were prepared to answer some of the tough questions, but our great Lori and Chris did such a great job in answering them, it wasn't needed. So again, big thanks to Lori and Chris for their outstanding presentations and help with the Q&A. So thanks so much, and thanks for joining us. Have a good evening. Bye now.